What's up everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. On the last part, we got to see what happened at the end of the Buu saga, as well as a little bit of what happened in Super. Following the climax of the Z portion of this story, we finally got to see Beerus' arrival, and what it brought about for all the Saiyans on Earth. Well, all the Saiyans except one of them. Goten was left behind, and he feels like he wants to do more in his life. He wants to get stronger and help out with everyone. We'll be seeing more of him in this part and as the story continues. For this part, let's hit a like goal of 3,500 likes. Once we hit that, I'll continue with another part of this series. Anyways, let's pick it from here. So just like I said in the last part, everyone's pretty much off on their own training. Gohan and Piccolo are mostly with King Kai, although they do visit Earth occasionally. As for Goku, Chi-Chi, and Vegeta, they're all on Beerus' planet, training to get the next level of Super Saiyan God. And without any of them there, the strongest line of defense is Goten and Trunks. At the end of the last part, Goten and Trunks noticed a spaceship approaching. They weren't too sure what it is, but they decided it's best to go see what's happening. Just as soon as they see it, the two of them chase it down. Goten expects a fight's about to brew. Maybe he'll finally get to show his strength. Maybe he'll finally get to prove himself. Trunks says that it might be friendly aliens. Who knows? But as they get closer to the ship, they start to doubt that. It looks very menacing. This isn't something that normal aliens would arrive on. This is definitely some sort of malicious attempt at an invasion. Soldiers start pouring out of the ship, as other ships arrive for backup. Just as quickly as Goten and Trunks got there, other fighters start arriving. Krillin, Tenshinhan, Roshi, even Yamcha and Chaozu. They know that the other strong fighters are gone from Earth, so if this is actually a threat, they're going to need as much help as possible. At first, no one knows what this is, but Krillin then recognizes the ship and then a person that steps off it. It's Frieza! Krillin's absolutely terrified, as well as everyone else. Goten and Trunks aren't too sure what's going on, but Krillin begins explaining. Although there's no need for an explanation, Frieza introduces himself and tells everyone how he's alive once more. And not only that, but he's stronger than before. He's been training a lot. Well, a lot in Frieza terms. Not really much in comparison to all the people on Earth. But for Frieza, even this short training is good enough. First, he'll give everyone an appetizer, as he sends his forces to go attack them. Even without Gohan and Piccolo here, it's pretty easy to defend against all these fighters. But as the group is fighting Frieza's army, Frieza looks on and notices something weird. One of the fighters there, he's wearing an orange outfit, he has a tail, and his hairstyle, it's unmistakable. He looks just like Goku. This only serves to anger Frieza more and more. That must be Goku's brat. He knows Goku had one, but he didn't know there was another now. The thing that pisses him off most is how much he looks like Goku. But surprisingly, he doesn't see Goku. He doesn't see Chi-Chi or Vegeta either. This might actually be good. It's just those two kids and some random Earthlings. He would prefer if they were here, but he could also wreak havoc on Earth and leave them a present, then going to visit them later on. The army is defeated pretty easily, as Frieza then walks up to the group. Immediately they're on guard, and Goten jumps into Super Saiyan. This stuns Frieza for a bit. He wasn't expecting another Super Saiyan, much less a kid. Goten takes this opportunity to begin attacking Frieza. He catches the Emperor off guard and begins attacking, no hesitation at all. He's actually dealing some considerable damage to Frieza. He's only in his first form right now. Even better, Trunks then decides to join in and help Goten, also turning Super Saiyan. There's two more Super Saiyans, and they're kids? As Frieza's getting overwhelmed by the two fighters, his concern washes away, turning into pure anger. Whether it's Goku, Chi-Chi, or their spawn, he doesn't care. He's come here for blood, and he's gonna get it. He launches a blast that knocks the two fighters back. It doesn't injure them at all, but it gives Frieza some room to breathe. Now he'll stop playing around. He transforms, going into his final form. This isn't his full power, but he expects that this will be enough for these two brats. Super Saiyan or not, his training has been fruitful, and this power alone is more than that of a Super Saiyan. Even with Frieza transforming, Goten's undeterred. Krillin tells him to be careful, but Goten says it's fine. He's stronger on his own now too. He doesn't want anyone underestimating him, and he's not going to give up here. He starts attacking Frieza once more, and Trunks joins in too to help. And even with Frieza transformed, the two of them together actually are doing some damage. Although instead of overwhelming Frieza now, they're mostly just holding him off. It's a very even fight between the three of them. Frieza is actually somewhat impressed. It's not enough to overpower him, but enough to make this fight annoying. Maybe he should really show off his true power. He said before that he wasn't playing around, but still, it seems like he didn't get serious enough. Ah well, he needed to test out his new power anyways. This will be the perfect opportunity. He got to slaughter two Saiyans, and not just any two Saiyans, but they're the kids of Saiyans that he hates. This fight ends here. He begins powering up, and a golden glow fills the area. Everyone watches on terrified. Even Trunks is scared too. Goten's concerned, but he tries not to show it. He needs to act strong here. He needs to defend Earth. It's his responsibility. It's a chance to grow stronger, and it's a chance to prove himself to everyone. Frieza reveals his new golden form. And once more, the young Saiyan and the young hybrid Saiyan launch towards him. But this time, even in Super Saiyan, their combined might isn't enough. Frieza keeps dodging their attacks, even blocking them and attacking back. They do hit him occasionally, but they don't do any damage to him. He's so much stronger now in this form. Frieza's actually getting a kick out of this. Now they see his true power, the splendor of the Emperor. Goten then powers up once more, going into Super Saiyan 2, now angry, and Frieza feels like he was mocked before. Goten was holding back this whole time. He wasn't using his true power, but even so, this gives Frieza more enjoyment. Even at their full power, they're hopeless against him. Nothing that they do could stop him. They fight harder and harder, and the humans even try helping, but they don't do much. Goten's just getting angry, not really at Frieza, but more so angry at himself. It's like I mentioned last time and have been saying throughout this part. Goten's been kind of doubting himself a bit. He feels that as a Saiyan, he's not doing as much as he could. And yeah, he knows he's young. He knows that's something that will limit his power, but still, he feels useless in a way. Even at his full strength, he can't even hope to defend Earth. He did put up a fight, but it wasn't enough. He needs more power. He wants to help. Frieza then launches an attack at Trunks. And as the weaker of the two, Trunks is hopeless to defend against it. Goten makes a split-second decision, powering up further, then flying over to where Trunks is, trying to block the attack. He knocks his friend out of the way, and quickly tries to push back the attack, but only barely manages to do so. The attack then blows up in front of him, knocking him far away, injuring him and rendering him unconscious. He lies there on the ground, disappointed in himself. They're completely outmatched. He can't do anything. He failed at defending Earth. Trunks stands up and watches as Frieza gets closer and closer to him, laughing as he sees Goten on the ground. Well, that's one monkey down. One more to go, and then he'll slaughter everyone else here. He menacingly gets closer and closer to the group, with Trunks in front of them, as they all cower in fear. But two voices then shout out, and out of nowhere, Frieza's chest explodes. Two beams of energy burst out of it, swirling in unison. Frieza drops to the ground, and behind him the group sees a red glow that dissipates, revealing Piccolo and Gohan. With a combined Makanko Sappo, they caught Frieza off guard and knocked him down. A double Makanko Sappo, if you will. They make sure all the other fighters are alright, and Trunks points over to Goten. He's injured, but at least he's okay. He's just unconscious right now. Seeing this only serves to anger Gohan more and more. Not only is it bad enough that Frieza's here, but he hurt his brother, and it seems he hurt him bad. He turns over to where Frieza's lying on the ground. He's almost dead, but barely still alive. Weakly on the ground, he props himself up with one arm, and begins chuckling. No matter what these monkeys do, he won't be stopped. Look how pathetic everyone here is, cowering out of fear. And the only one that hoped to serve a chance is down on the ground. The only way they actually hurt Frieza was by a sneak attack. In his other hand, he begins charging a blast, ready to aim it right towards Earth. But before he can even do so, he's lifted up in the air by Gohan. As Gohan holds Frieza in front of him, he stares down at the Emperor, picking on children. Frieza knows no lows. He tells Frieza it was a big mistake not only showing up here, but hurting Goten. But Gohan will make sure he never returns. With a single blast, he completely eradicates Frieza, finishing the job, finally killing the Emperor for good. The group leaves the area. Gohan and Piccolo take Goten to the lookout. Aiming to get him healed and figure out what happened, Goten recounts all the events, and how he and Trunks briefly held off Frieza until he turned into the Golden form. Goten still regrets what happened. He feels weak. He couldn't do anything. He had to rely on Gohan and Piccolo to save the day, and if they didn't sense what was happening on Earth, Earth would have been destroyed because Goten's too weak to defend it. Gohan tells him that's not the case. Frieza's a really tough opponent, especially at Goten's age. He's amazed at how strong his brother is and how he was able to even hold Frieza off. And think about it this way, if Goten weren't as strong as he was, well, Earth would have been destroyed right away. Gohan and Piccolo wouldn't have had a chance to save it. And even better, he reminds Goten that he's a Saiyan. Goten got some bad injuries during that fight, and as a Saiyan, he's only going to get stronger and stronger as this happens. Goten completely forgot about that too. Not only will this battle serve as a great experience, but it did actually make him stronger in a few ways. And Gohan's right, he shouldn't be so defeatist about everything. Yeah, he might not be as strong as the others, but he's strong enough as is, and he's just going to get stronger as he keeps training. One day he's going to stop doubting himself. He'll prove his strength not only to everyone around him, but to himself. Thankfully, that arc ends all well. And next up, we have the Universe 6 tournament. By this time, Goku, Vegeta, and Chi-Chi are all back on Earth, and they hear what happened with Frieza. They're pretty proud of Goten and Trunks for what they did. And it's good that Gohan and Piccolo were able to arrive in time. But now they face another challenge. They need a team for the tournament. As you could probably guess, they already have 3 different fighters, Goku, Vegeta, and Chi-Chi. The next natural best picks would be Piccolo and Gohan, but as for Gohan, he decides not to attend. He tells him to recruit Goten instead. He could have a chance at this. I mean, this just sounds like a friendly tournament. It can't be that serious, right? It's not like Earth is going to magically disappear to Universe 6 or anything if they lose, right? Goten's actually glad to hear this and joins the team immediately. Well, Goku and Chi-Chi think this could be a good experience for him. Not only will they get to see his strength firsthand, but it'll be in a more friendly manner, instead of him trying to defend Earth desperately against an evil emperor. And it's Goten's lucky day, or maybe unlucky day, because he's actually chosen first for the tournament, meaning he'll be the first fighter in the ring. Alright, that's kind of a lot of pressure for him, but he'll make it work. His first opponent is Batamo, and as you'd probably expect, Batamo's not really that strong of a fighter, but it's his abilities that make him impressive. Goten can easily dodge all of his attacks, but none of his attacks work against Batamo. Every time he hits Batamo, he just tanks it, taking no damage at all, and not even flinching. Goten's gotta think, and he's got the perfect idea. Just hit harder. He wanted to pace himself, but he jumps into Super Saiyan, and then delivers a bunch of full power attacks at Batamo. It's still not hurting him, but he notices something. Batamo's actually moving back when he attacks. The force of his punches are so strong that it kind of flings Batamo back with his elastic body, and he just got another idea. Just as soon as he attacks again, he quickly powers up into Super Saiyan 2, giving his punch more impact as he launches Batamo out of the ring. Next up, he'll be facing Frost. Of course, this kind of angers him a bit. This guy looks just like Frieza, although he's acting like a good guy. Something's really off about him, but it seems like he actually is good, so maybe he's not like Frieza. He shouldn't judge Frost by his cover. I mean, Goten doesn't want to be racist, right? If anything, Frieza would want him to be racist. He's not gonna do that. But as it turns out, maybe he should have been racist, because Frost is actually a pretty bad guy. Goten actually seems to have the upper hand during the battle, but then he gets poisoned by Frost, and they find out and Frost gets disqualified. Although instead of Vegeta jumping in, Goten stays in the ring. After a few minutes he's fine, and the poison doesn't affect him anymore. And his next opponent is Vegeta. This one's gonna be a bit harder. Like, literally. Vegeta's body is so incredibly strong that none of Goten's attacks do any damage to him. It would be nice if Whis told him the weakness of the Metal Men, but he's actually interested to see how Goten performs. Goten tries to employ strategies like he did with Batamo, trying to just knock him out of the ring instead of focusing on his pure power. But it's impossible. Vegeta's just so heavy and so durable that nothing works. Eventually this leads to Goten losing, as Vegeta steams him out of the ring. Goten's kind of bummed out about this, but everyone congratulates him for his performance against Batamo and Frost. And in terms of Vegeta, Whis tells Chi-Chi a way to win, because she's up next. And not only is she ready to win this, but she's mad at Vegeta for hurting Goten. Whis doesn't even need to tell her his weakness, because she just starts insulting him, and he jumps out of the ring himself. Wow, the insults weren't even that bad. She didn't know he was that sensitive. And next up, she's facing Cabba. It's weird to see a Saiyan from Universe 6. He looks very different from the ones in her universe, although it's kind of a weird judgment to make considering Chi-Chi wasn't originally a Saiyan after all. So who is she to nitpick? He seems like a nice guy, although she finds out that he doesn't know what a Super Saiyan is, besides the thing he saw Goten doing. This ends up being a pretty fun match, although Cabba doesn't learn how to do Super Saiyan. Chi-Chi ends up winning and goes on to the next round against Hit. This will actually be a chance to test her true power. Instead of using just Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan 2, she can start using godly techniques. She does pace herself against Hit, but it becomes very clear that he's too strong for her, so she reveals something that really no one's seen yet besides Goku and Vegeta. In Super Saiyan, she's then surrounded by a blue glow, illuminating the entire arena. It's a relatively calm transformation too. She barely moves, and once it's complete, she's revealed there now with blue hair. This is Super Saiyan Blue. Goku claps. That was a great reveal from his wife, although he kinda wished he was the one to reveal it, but whatever, that was still cool nonetheless. Vegeta just scoffs. And for a brief while, she is actually able to keep up with Hit. But Hit then begins picking up the pace. Not only is pure progress helping him, but he begins using his time abilities more and more. Chi-Chi begins getting overwhelmed, and even in this new form of hers, with this great new power, it might not be enough. And if anything, she only made Hit stronger. Hit knocks her out of the ring, and next up is Goku. And it's a similar story with him. He shows off Super Saiyan Blue as well, although he's pretty even with Chi-Chi in terms of power, so nothing he does against Hit works. There's only two people left, Vegeta and Piccolo. The one up next is Vegeta. Piccolo knows that Vegeta is likely stronger than him, so he's hoping that he can finish this. But Vegeta's got a trick up his sleeve. While those two have Super Saiyan Blue, he has been discussing an idea with Kakarot. One that Kakarot never actually went for, but something that Vegeta can do and decided to make his own. Although the chances of it working are slim, but Vegeta has the highest chance of making it work. He then powers up into Super Saiyan Blue, but continues powering up beyond that. A red glow illuminates the arena on top of his blue orb, as Vegeta shouts Kaioken. Just like he did in the Buu Saga with Super Kaioken, Vegeta has now combined the power with Super Saiyan Blue, creating Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken. Kind of a mouthful, but cool and powerful nonetheless. In Blue Kaioken times 10, he completely outpaces Hit. Even with time skip, Vegeta is just simply too fast for him to keep up. And it doesn't end like it did between Goku and Hit. Vegeta actually goes the distance, knocking Hit out of the ring, taking the win, and winning the tournament for Universe 7 in the process. All the spectators were amazed with his power, but there's another person that ended up watching these Saiyans fight, after the fact. Someone who was also pretty intrigued with the Saiyans' power. With that tournament out of the way, we'll leave off here for now. So, what did you guys think about this part? What do you think is going to happen next time with Goten? And what do you think is going to happen with the rest of the group? Leave any thoughts and suggestions in the comments below. I'll be sure to check them out to see what you guys think. As always, if you liked the video, be sure to drop a like. and let's try to hit that like goal from the beginning of the video so we can get another part of the series. If you haven't already, why not subscribe, as well as hitting the bell icon to get notified about any future parts of this what if, or any of the videos that I upload on my channel. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.